Welcome to the Strong Life Podcast. This is your host, Zach Evanish. If you're listening or watching, thanks for tuning in. If you're here on YouTube, drop a comment, question below. That helps push the information out there. If you're new here, welcome aboard to the Strong Life Podcast. I am going to do a little Q&A. We're going to do a screen share here, and let's see how we make it work right here. Those of you watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. This question came in from Jay. He responded to one of my Strong Life emails. So guys, if you are in need of getting your questions answered, go to zachstrength.com, get on the newsletter. You're going to love it. And then hit me up with any of your questions. So Jay said, I'm 46, turning 47. What do you think is the smartest way to train for longevity at this stage of life? I love training athletically, but do you think power cleans and plyo work is stupid at this stage? Should I focus on more trunk work, hypertrophy, and some strongman odd object work? Thank you. Man, that is a great effing question. Very good. I don't think it's stupid. I think it depends on your history of training, any injuries. I have not done power cleans for a bit. I'll usually do a hang power clean. But I'll do heavy medicine ball shouldering, heavy sandbag shouldering. If you're following my videos on Instagram, I squat, I deadlift, I bench press very often. When I bench press, though, I use specialty bars most of the time, 97% of the time. I tend to use the Band Bell Rhino Flex bar with the plates loaded on. And I think you should keep up with power training because in life, if we have to do something that's extreme, for example, I'm 48, my kids are not younger anymore, 17 and 15. That's crazy. But when they were babies, what if I had to, chase somebody or, fend off somebody? You need that power work, but you also need all of the things you were talking about. Hypertrophy work is very important. We start losing muscle this also depends, but once you're in your 30s, if you're not keeping up with strength training and some bodybuilding work, you will lose that muscle. And now, with the generation coming up kind of after us who are in their early 30s, they are the ones struggling with low testosterone. And big reason is they don't eat strong foods, they don't train to be strong. And so I think strength and general physical fitness, GPP, is your foundation. And then you add some basic plyometric training. I have videos on my YouTube. I think there's a video called 5 Speed and Power Exercises for Men Over 40. And, you may not feel as fast and as explosive as you were in your younger years, but that's okay. You have to keep incorporating it. One of the bonuses for the SSPC certification is the triple threat seminar that I did with my buddies, Joe DeFranco and Matt Wenning. And Joe, one of the things he focused on was power training for adults. And so we tested their vertical jump on a jump mat. And if they were struggling with power and they had a low vert below like a certain amount of inches, we said, okay, when you're training, you need to incorporate some more dynamic effort work into your programming. Some coaches don't like dynamic effort work. I like it now that I've gotten older. It allows me to keep using the barbell lift, and I get beat up when I train too heavy. So that being said, do you have to do cleans? No, you do not. Do I like cleans? I think they're great. I actually still front squat on the regular. And oftentimes when I do hang power cleans, I utilize it as a speed movement that builds me into the deadlift. Even though the deadlift is a little different positioning, right? You're getting your chest up, your hips down. The power clean. Well, and then when you're deadlifting, you're learning to kind of pull the weight up and sit back into it. So there's some changes there, but again, I'm not training for a powerlifting meet. And you know what? If I was, I might get a little bit specific with the training, but I still want to train for life. And it brings me to 2 stories. I have these memories that popped up. Marty Gallagher, when he had a podcast some years ago, he was talking about how as you get older, if you stop doing an activity, the older you get, your body forgets it. So he said his dog ran away from him at the park and he was going to run after his dog. And he said, I couldn't run because I had not run for so long. I haven't ran for so long, he said, that my body did not know what to do. And I explain this to teenage athletes. I say, when you disappear, for the summer vacation from school and you had a language, let's say you spoke Spanish, Italian, French, and you don't speak that foreign language for the 10 weeks during summer break. You come back in September. What is your level of speaking that foreign language on a scale of 1 to 10? 3, maybe 4. So they've lost 60 to 70%. That is how your muscles are. If you are not going to train that specific trait or movement pattern, you will lose that thing. And so there's no such thing as being strong and powerful without training for strength and power. So is it stupid? No. But to each their own, because some people will ask me questions about a program I made that's not just for them. I sell a lot of standalone programs on Train Heroic. They're linked below. I sell a lot of standalone ebooks and courses on my Zach Evnish site, or they're inside the Underground Strength Academy. They're not, I don't know everybody's story. There's, thousands of people buying those courses. I don't know your story. But when I am doing like my one-on-one VIP coaching with somebody, I'm able to get feedback from them on the regular. I get to watch videos of their exercises that allow me to see where form breaks down. And if I see them moving slow or they're communicating to me about wanting to build a specific trait such as power or more muscle, well, I'm going to incorporate complex training into the program. I will incorporate specific set and rep parameters to build muscle, hypertrophy, muscle building work. So I don't want to say there's no such thing as stupid exercises or stupid training. There certainly are. That's why there is YouTube fails. But for the most part, as we get older, us men, you need to incorporate bodybuilding, or AKA power bodybuilding. You should incorporate some dynamic work. This could be recreational activity. You could play ultimate frisbee. You could play pickup basketball with your kids. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could jog and build up to running and short sprints right outside in front of your house, which I do on the regular. And, speaking of being regular, being prepared and talking about dogs, a dog escaped some years ago, and I didn't know whose dog it was, but I had my Doberman at the time. For those of you that used to follow my Instagram and YouTube, you saw a lot of videos with her coming with me to the gym, training with me all the time, dropping a tennis ball. And she was a very timid, sweet dog. And a dog came out of nowhere and attacked her. And so I had to grab the dog's collar and I had to twist the dog's collar to get it to stop biting her and lift the dog up. And the dog was flipping out trying to get away. And I just fucking manhandled by holding the dog out. I did not choke the dog out or hurt the dog, but the dog was flipping out and was attacking my dog, who was crying and screaming, just as a Doberman should never do. And so I was strong enough to stabilize and hold that dog. And I got to tell you, that confidence comes from, in my opinion, strongman training, underground strength, early days style training, stones, sandbags, doing grip strength. Here on my desk, I always have the grippers available, 3 different Captains of Crush grippers, have some of those unique Zenith grippers. They are the smoother ones. And I love to do the grip on the regular. So, do you need to do cleans? I would say you don't have to. You could do other exercises, ground to shoulder, such as sandbag or D-ball shouldering, kettlebell clean and press if your shoulders are healthy. Plyos, I like to do plyos. Yesterday, I refilmed our video from 11 years ago. It was top 10 bodyweight exercises. I was doing box jumps, broad jumps, frog jumps, skater jumps, sprinting from the belly, power stuff. And it sucks because when you look at the video, you're like, damn, it felt fast, but I'm not moving that fast. Well, I'm not a teenager anymore. But I'll tell you what, I'm certainly not your normal, average 48-year-old man, and neither should any of you men be normal and average. Last thing I will tell you guys, keep leaving 5-star reviews on Apple. It helps spread the word about the Strong Life, which is not just a podcast. It is a movement to help change the ways of the world with men. Men need to get stronger, more fit. They need to have confidence in their ability to lead themselves, lead their families, lead at work, lead in their communities. These are all things I love to share on the podcast. And so when you leave a review, it helps spread the good word in this world. It's very important. Resources are all linked below. Strength coach certifications, training courses for Strong Over 40, for Gladiator Strong, which is my app with Train Heroic. It is an amazing program. We've got athletes in there, as well as men, as well as sport coaches. And I just tell the sport coaches, hey, if there's not enough speed and plyo work, you add it by doing an athletic warm-up in the beginning. Okay. Anybody who's coaching athletes, get going with our certifications. They are discounted heavily. I reduce the prices because I want people taking action. The discount code for the certifications are in the Underground Strength Academy forum, which is undergroundstrengthcoach.com. When you're on the newsletter, you could email me and respond. If I miss it, you could forward it to me again, but I love to answer your questions. It makes the podcast for me exciting, and it lets me know, hey, I am addressing a question and a concern that you have, not something that's just running through my mind and important to me. But I wish everybody strength, success, happiness, health, and you got to earn it. So it takes work. Let's make America strong again. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm out of here.